Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Second the Six Shot Gaming Channel, and I am back with another Dragon Ball Fighters What to Do on Block video for you today. This time is about the DLC character Kefla, the first DLC character for Season 3, and we're gonna go over all her block strings, what's her good block strings, mix up, so on and so forth. Sorry if I took too long to make this video. If you haven't heard, I've been in a major car accident, so my life been turned upside down in this past week. So I wasn't able to make this video as soon as possible, but I'm making it now. And tomorrow is my birthday as well, so I'm preparing for that. But I'm trying to get this out before my birthday comes. So besides all that, new to the channel, please subscribe, check out some of the past content. Make sure hit the notification bell to get alerted every time I drop a new video, and make sure it's the all tab as well. Also, you want to help support my channel in any type of way at all, you can check the links below. I'll greatly appreciate it. But anyways, let's get started with this video. So the first thing I'm going to talk about in block strings is Kefla's auto combo. Kefla's auto combo is very, very unique, and we're going to go over it. So Kefla auto combo ends in a drop kick that leaves her airborne. So as you can see, she has access to all her air normals or movement options. Or basically, she has access to all her air options out of this drop kick. So kind of think of it like Gotenks, where Gotenks had the auto combo mix up. She could get access to this type of stuff as well. It's just not as good as Gotenks because she has some limited stuff with her stuff. But we're going to go over that. So the first thing we're going to talk about is that her auto combo into a super dash is a true block string. As you see, I have the opponent to reflect. And if you do her full auto combo into a super dash, it's a true block string. So keep that in mind. And you can use that later on for pressure. So moving on from there, you're going to start incorporating block strings with that, where we could get air dash mix-ups after the super dash from the auto combo. So like I just showed, you could reflect all these options, right? But if your opponent tries to do like a down heavy or a vanish, you will get hit. But one thing you can do is outright beat your opponent out if you have a fast enough light to do so. So keep that in mind. That's very important. But if your opponent doesn't know this, they can get caught off guard. And if you feel like your opponent's going to try to reflect you, you can easily do something like this. Go into a Dragon Rush while they're reflecting and get easy damage from there. So you can do a cross-up Dragon Rush, or you can do same-side Dragon Rush. And it's a pretty good mix-up. And then, like I said, she has cross-up stuff. She has same-side stuff as well when it comes to her auto combo mix-ups. So one thing you could do is cross up and do a down medium and catch your opponent off guard after the auto combo. And this is after a well-timed assist. You probably most likely want to do this with a Kid assist. And you could also stay same side and go into the empty low on the same side as well. Or you could delay your air dash and go for overhead stuff, or cross up and do overhead stuff. Also, to show y'all, you could also do some mix-ups with like a beam assist, any type of assist that gives you enough block stun like Kamehameha does, but you don't get as much off like you could with a lockdown assist like Kid Buu or so on and so forth. But this is a true block string. You can just do Kamehameha, air dash into standing or jumping up heavy, and that's a true block string. Your opponent cannot reflect or nothing out of it. Now if you go for anything else besides the overhead, your opponent could literally just mash out buttons and knock you out of it. So you gotta be very, very careful when it comes to that. So moving on from there, we're gonna talk about mix-ups that we could do with the auto combo when your opponent is crouching. Now, so as you can see, when your opponent crouches, the third hit of the auto combo will whiff directly over your opponent's head. But the thing about this is that you still have access to your air options. So you're not completely, it does messes up your normal mix-up, like normal, but you have access to other mix-ups when you whiff just like so, and we're gonna go over that in a second. So if you call, especially it works with kibble assists, if you call out kibble at the right time, you could get mix-ups like this. That's completely true block strings. Alright, so you could do cross up, air dash back, overhead into a low, cross up, air dash back, overhead. And like I said to you before, this is a true, you're stuck in a true block string when you do what the kibble assist. So you can't mash no buttons at all, as you can see. You can't vanish, you can't mash down heavy. You're stuck in this, so you have to eat the mix up. You can also do an empty overhead off of the heavy, make it look like you're about to hit them with the heavy and go with the low. You can also do cross up, dash, air dash back, do nothing. If you feel like your opponent's gonna try to do anything at all, or just sit there, you could go for the Dragon Rush. So moving on to Autocom, I want to talk about some of her normals that's pretty unique. So her standing medium is a 4-hitting attack that is a true block string, as you can see. And if you let all 4 hits play out and then cancel into a move, it will be a true block string. But if you don't have to let all 4 hits finish out. Like as you can see from there, I could do 2 hits and go into another, like a standing heavy or my down medium, so on and so forth. And at certain points of the standing medium, it shows gaps where your opponent can reflect, do an invincible start move like a DP or level 3 and so on and so forth. So you have to be careful when using this move, because if you just like cancel too early, like normal, like you just do light, down, medium, standing, medium, heavy, it will only do like 1 hit or 2 hits, and then it will not be a true block string. So keep that in mind. Moving on from there, this is Kefla's normal true block string. So you're gonna do light, down, medium, standing, medium, let all 4 hits play out into a standing heavy, and your opponent cannot reflect at all. Now Kefla has a command overhead attack, which you do by pressing 4 and heavy, and as you can see, it's a very slow startup where you're able to reflect. You can even attack them out of it, DP, level 3, and so on and so forth. So you have to be very careful when using this move. But if your opponent blocks this move, and any move after that's fast enough, that's a normal true block string, will be a true block string. So forward overhead into standing heavy, down heavy, and key blast will be true block strings. So keep that in mind. So like I told you earlier, you have to block this move standing. If you block it crouching, you will get hit. And if you block it crouching, you could cancel into your standing heavy or your down heavy or any type of special move, so on and so forth. So you can use this move as a mix-up in your opponent's block string. But like I said, there's a huge gap, so as you just saw, your opponent can easily reflect it. So keep that in mind. But this kind of goes hand in hand with Kefla, because she has a special move that is a low, so it will keep your opponent on their toes. And if you do hit with 4 heavy, you get a combo just like so. So it's very important, and keep that in mind. It's a very useful tool in Kefla's set. So moving on from there, we're going to talk about special moves you can incorporate in Kefla's block strings, which is a cross circle back and the light button. And this move is really good, because her block string, normal block string, pushes you all the way into the corner. Another thing is that this move, all versions of this move, cross circle back series, is a low. So you have to block this move crouching. You can't block it standing. If you block it standing, you will get hit. So keep that in mind. So moving on from there, this move is 100% safe. As you can see, it's only -5, and your opponent cannot punish you. Now, it's not safe enough where you could backdash or anything like that, but you can still do some stuff. But like I said, it's safe. Your opponent cannot punish you with normal attacks, so that's a good thing. And as you can see, like I said earlier, this block string is very good for pushing the opponent in your corner. You could be mid-screen and push the opponent into the corner with this move. So one thing that's good that you could do is if you feel like your opponent's about to retaliate after they block this move, you can reflect them off you just like so. So that's good. So moving on from there, we're going to talk about using this move with assist to create mix-ups in your block strings. So you could call the assist out, and if you have the right assist, you get a true block string just like so. All of that right there was a true block string. I couldn't do none of that at all. So, especially if you're using Goku, you just call the assist out the right time, boom, then you could get an overhead situation. Or you could do the block string, call the assist out, go instant air dash into a double overhead. Or, same thing, you do the block string, call the assist out, instant air dash into a double overhead into a low, which is good. Or you can just do overhead low as well. Another thing you could do is do your block string, push your opponent to the corner, right? Call the assist out, and go straight into the medium version of the core circle forward back. And since you're in the corner and the medium version hits calls a wall bounce, you get a way bigger combo. So that's good. And if you have a longer lockdown assist like Kid Buu, you could do stuff like this. You could jump up and then late air dash into a double overhead, or you could do the block string, call out the Kid Buu assist, jump up, late air dash into a low, do the block string again, call out the assist at the right time, jump up, cross up into a medium, and you get the overhead attack, and that's a left-right mix-up. Only thing is, all of these mix-ups is not 100% true block strings. Like the low mix-up can't be reflected, so you have to keep that in mind, and a couple other mixes can be reflected as well. So again, if you feel like you're about to get reflected, you can just go into your Dragon Rush, just like so, catch your opponent on guard, and get you some good damage. So that's good. So another thing you can do, since your opponent's stuck in block stun for so long, you could just sit there, pause a second, and go for a low. You can just basically read where they block and go for the low, or sit there, pause a second, and then go for the overhead. Just like so. So that's a pretty simple mix-up as well. So, and it's simple but effective, because your opponent is not going to know, and they get hit, and you got a combo. Moving on from there, we're going to talk about the medium version of this move and all its properties. So the medium version of this move is a low, like all versions. Second, it has a small gap where if your opponent's pressing buttons, they will get hit. Also, the gap is large enough where you can vanish. Now, the time is a little bit strict and you gotta be on point, but you can't vanish. And I'm gonna showcase this in a little bit. It took me a while to get right here. I'm pretty sure I was able to vanish out. And yes, you're able to vanish out of the medium version of this move. So that's important. And so since there is a gap, you can easily reflect. And you can do any type of invincible startup move like a DP or a level 3. So keep that in mind. But if your opponent blocks, you have all the same mix-ups you can do with the light version of this version as well. So yeah. So mid-screen, if you hit this move, you could easily call an assist out to continue the combo, or you can just vanish and continue the combo as well. And if you're in the corner, it causes a wall bounce, and you can continue the combo just like so. So that's very important. So moving on, we're going to talk about the enhanced version. So the enhanced version is pretty much almost the same thing as the medium version. It's a little bit faster, but it still has a gap. So the thing is, the gap is not large enough for you to vanish. So that's one good thing. And the enhanced version, anyone on screen is going to call a wall bounce, and you can easily super dash and continue the combo from there. And if you're mid-screen, you can easily run up and combo, but it's a little bit harder. So you're better off with just super dashing to continue the combo. So moving on from there, another special move you can incorporate into your block strings is the Core Circle Forward series of light, medium, and heavy in your block strings. So this is the light version. So basically, the light version of this move is 100% safe. Can't punish it at all. And there is a gap in between this move where if your opponent is pressing buttons, they will get hit. So keep that in mind. The opponents press buttons during this move, they will get hit, and the gap is not large enough for you to vanish at all. So if the opponent tries to vanish out, they're going to get hit. So that's a good thing. Now, since there is a gap, you can easily reflect or do a DP or level 3 super. So keep that in mind as well. So your opponent knows this move is coming, they can easily reflect it. So be careful about that. But moving on from there, if your opponent blocks his move, you do have enough room. It causes enough pushback where you're able to do backdash shenanigans. So that's good. So keep that in mind. So remember, if you do this move to a full block string, your opponent blocks it, you can easily backdash. But if your opponent knows you're going to backdash, they can chase your backdash. So mind games. So moving on from there. I'm gonna tell you. So like I said earlier, the medium version can't be vanished, and the light and medium version can't be vanished. But the enhanced version has a slower startup, but could be vanished. So, but there's a reason why you would do the enhanced version of this move, because it is +4 on block. So if your opponent blocks the enhanced version of this move and they try to press buttons after that, they will get beaten out. And since it's +4, I believe you're not even able to backdash out of this as well. So your opponent just have to make a read of just blocking or reflect and so on and so forth. So moving on from there, the next special move we're gonna talk about, we incorporate block strings, is Kefla's command dash move, and it's core circle back and the key blast button. So this move is very interesting. All right, you're mainly going to use this move with an assist, and you're going to do a core circle forward back at the end of your block string, and you're going to cross through your opponent. And it kind of looks like the low punch move, like the startup of it. So your opponent might still be blocking. If you call out the assist at the right time, your opponent could easily get hit with the assist. Now it works better with faster startup assist than slower assist, but it could still catch your opponent off guard if you call the assist out at the right time with a semi-slower assist like Goku's Kamehameha. And you pass through your opponent far enough where if your opponent doesn't have a long-reaching light attack, they will get hit by the follow-up assist. So keep that in mind. So also, if you use a faster assist, I wish I had Yamcha to showcase this, but you're gonna just go with Goku. You could cross up and mix up your opponent's blocking and have the assist hit the opponent on the opposite side, and you can continue the combo just like so. You can also call the assist later and hit on the same side, but like I said, if it's slower and your opponent press buttons, they can't get hit. But if you had assist like Yamcha, or if your opponent is just scared to press buttons, they could get hit by blocking on the wrong side. So let me showcase this right perfectly. So you do your full string block string, and you cross it to the other side and call your assist a little bit later, and the assist will hit on the other side. So it's a left-right mix-up that's pretty decent. So very good. So moving on, we're gonna talk about using this move with her down heavy. So Kefla can also do this move in the air as well on the ground. So if you use down heavy, like we just saw, you can cross through on the ground, but if you delay the down heavy and let yourself go up in the air enough, you could cross through the air version and cross up and be closer to the opponent on the ground. So you could do this, or if I showcase it properly, but yeah, if you could do this, or you could delay it and cross up and be right on your opponent, which is a good mix. So you could do same side with the assist or opposite side with the assist, or if you even time it even better, you could cross up away. It's kind of hard to time, but you have to like really late wait. But you could cross up, not cross up, but you could do the command dash and end up on the same side. So you could cross up and end up on the other side just like so, or you could do the down heavy and end up on the same side. Now the only thing is, depending on the assist, it's probably gonna push them out back far too far where your down light won't hit, so you have to go with your down medium to continue. So hopefully I was able to explain that correctly. I know it was probably a little confusing, but my fault if I wasn't able to. But yeah, hopefully I was able to do that correctly. But yeah. Moving on from there, we're going to talk about using Kefla's Hell Zone Grenade Super for mix-up. So, if you call out assists that have enough block stun like the Kamehameha, you could call out Kefla's Super right there. I think I did the Super a little bit too slow. But if you call out perfect, you do her Hell Zone Grenade Super, and then you're easily able to mix up your opponent from there. You could do instant air dash into an overhead. You could do instant air dash into a double overhead or a medium light. You could do instant air dash into a medium low. If I showcase it right, this should be the medium low one. So yeah, going on from there, air dash into medium low, right there you go. And you could do air dash into a empty overhead into a low. That's like so. So it's very, very hard for your opponent to see the mix with the Hell Zone grenades like all over the screen. Like you don't know what I'm going to do for it. You can easily just run up and go with a low, or you could just run up and go with the command normal overhead as well. So she has tons of options she could do out of this mix-up. You can even just sit back and go into core circle back on medium attack as well. So yeah, plenty of stuff she can do. It's very, very hard mix-up to block, especially when you incorporate it into a block string. Because this is everything is a true block string here. You could also do the command dash, cross up to the other side as well, and catch your opponent off guard and go with a low. You can do that again and go with the overhead, and this is it right here. Do the block string, cross up, jump up, air dash, catch them off guard, jump up, cross over back to the same side, so on and so forth. You can do the same thing and go for the command normal overhead. Only thing about the command normal overhead is that it's too slow and your opponent can reflect it, where everything else is true block string, but by the time you dash up and do that, it's too slow. So if you feel like your opponent's going to reflect, you can easily go into a Dragon Rush as well. So keep that in mind. So another thing you could do, you could use this super on wake up on your opponent. So you could end with a slide knockdown, call out the super. Your opponent has to wake up and block. If they don't block, they're going to get hit and you get a combo. And if they do block, they ain't a true block. Especially if they wake up and tech up, they're going to be stuck in a true block string. So you can mix your opponent up from there. Now your opponent has a couple options. They could wake up and reflect, but that leaves them open for Dragon Rush stuff. Or they could also delay they wake up. If they delay they wake up to the maximum amount of time, they could pretty much almost avoid the whole mix up with the Hell Zone grenade. The only thing is you still probably able to get off one mix up, but your opponent could do that, then get up and reflect. Where if your opponent was to wake up regular, you probably were able to get like 2 instant air dashes into a mix up. But if they delay it, you only be able to get 1 instant air dash mix up, and then they're able to wake up and reflect after that. So keep that in mind. But it's pretty good to use this on your opponent wake up as well. So yeah, that's good. But yeah, folks, that's pretty much the end of the road for this video. This has been a Dragon Ball Fighterz what to do on block Kefla vid for you. Hopefully you was able to learn something new today. If you was able to learn something new, please smash the like button. I greatly appreciate it. Try to get this video to like 200 likes. Try to do that. I greatly appreciate it. Like I said earlier, sorry I wasn't able to put this video out as soon as possible. car accident messed me up. I have no car now. I don't know how I'm gonna get around. Like, really depressed about that. It happened the week of my birthday also. It's real tough, but thank God I'm alive and I'm here. And I'm lucky enough to be able to give you this video. So I appreciate the Lord for that. But anyways, like always, people, if you are new to the channel and you enjoy the content, please subscribe. Check out all the past content as well. Make sure to hit the notification bell to get alerted every time I drop a new video. And also make sure to hit that all tab. That's important to press the all tab. Also, if you want to help support my channel in any type of way at all, you can check the links below to go do so. But like always, I hope all you have a nice day. Peace. I'm going to enjoy my birthday.
Running. Whoa.
This is what we do. This is what we do.
Running. Yeah.